Basia Ellis, and I'm an assistant professor in the Child Development Program. My research focuses on the psychology of immigration, and particularly the ways that undocumented status impacts the way immigrants think and feel about the world and their development more generally. So I have spent the last few years looking particularly at how undocumented immigrants, both in Canada and in the US, have made sense of their lives, how their status has impacted their psychological and social development. Recently, I have been working with Dr. Roberto Gonzalez from the Graduate School of Education at Harvard, along with some of his students, Sarah Rendon Garcia and Christina Brandt, on what is a national undocumented research project, NURB for short, and it spans 6 states. We've got over 400 interviews that we've been analyzing, and it really is examining the impact of DACA, so the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals policy, and how it has impacted the lives of undocumented youth in the United States. So this project is, again, in-depth interviews, and my role has been to really examine the developmental and psychological impact that this policy has had. I should mention Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals is a policy that was implemented in 2012 by the Obama administration, and it's essentially given eligible undocumented youth access to lawful status and temporary work permits. And it's really a meaningful policy that has impacted over 800,000 young people, and currently it is in limbo. The Trump administration has rescinded it in September, and it's unclear what is the future of this policy, what is the future of the young people who have been impacted by it. So, and undocumented youth more generally. So this project really, we just published an article in Research and Human Development examining how undocumented youth have, how they think and feel about their new status, how they've experienced their new status, and what is its developmental impact. And so importantly, to understand its developmental impact, it's important to recognize that these young people do not go through the same kind of trajectories as citizen children. Particularly, they have access to K-12 education. They have, constitutional right to that, but it's really around age 16 when many of them are looking for work permits, when they're looking for to get jobs, to travel. So they need social security numbers, college financial aid, and they can't access that their worlds really become difficult to get through, and they have to transition into different forms of, they have to make different kinds of transitions into adulthood without a permanent immigration solution. These young people remain in limbo, and similarly their parents. So with respect to, who are we writing for, and what do we hope to achieve with the work that we've been doing, I think we are generally writing for a broad audience. We're interested in in reaching out to people who are interested in understanding what's happening with these young people, but also speaking to what are the implications of more inclusive immigration policies. And I think that one of the major implications of our research is how much it exposes all that we have to gain from more inclusive immigration policies, and how, when given the opportunities, when given the chance to live and reside legally in countries, immigrants don't go and abuse systems and try to exploit them, but rather take every opportunity to live meaningful lives with others and contribute to the societies within which they already feel connected to. So I think in the end of the day, exclusion does not win, or we can't win with exclusion, and our research and particularly our respondents show very clearly how inclusion has power, and we're better off as societies when we have more inclusive policies.